Welcome in, folks. Week 14 upon us. This is Razzball Fantasy Football Start Sit Show. We got you running live here. We have the fantasy playoffs starting next week. Some people are starting this week. Might be a little too early. Make sure you're not starting in 2 weeks. That is too late. Week 15 is the week you want to start your fantasy football playoffs. We got you with your roster setups right now. My name is Sky Guasco. I'm joined by Maddie Stiles, Davey Cruz, and Jeff Kezar. We're going to give Derek Favret another week off. We want to make sure he is 100% for the final push for the playoff. So he's still in the blue tent, but he'll be back next week, I'm sure. Get well soon. Derek, you can find everything at Razzball Fantasy, Razzball NFL on X. You can, of course, find us on the YouTube channel right here. Make sure to hit that button, subscribe, hit the bell. We are going to have many days of off-season content for you. We don't stop. We do slow down a little bit to come up for air in the off season, but we do have articles for you, recaps of 2025, looking ahead to 2026. We have new tools every single season, recapping on how to buffer our tools from this year. So make sure you stay tuned with us over the off season. Also, a couple more announcements for those of you in our listener leagues, right? The Guillotine League still available. Matty Stiles holding it down for the brand. He's a company man, keeping it alive. And we have the 3 PPR leagues. So those of you that are on the bubble, we need to win and get in. We're going to help you do that today. Some of you on this panel have locked in a first, second, third to sixth spot. You are in the playoffs. Some of us, yours truly, unfortunately, were riddled with injuries and will not be making it in all of those leagues. Regardless, stay focused and stay active until the end of the season. It's integrity. It's a good vibe for your whole league. So those of you that are out or get pushed out, please do not jump in the waiver wires before your playoff friends, but feel free to adjust your lineups and still continue to be active in the leagues. Last week, we had 2 signups live on air. If you'd like to be involved with us this season, heading into next season with the PPR leagues, the Guillotine League, and so forth, please make sure you hit us up in the chat right now. Let us know you're interested in joining one of our leagues, and one of these guys will get back a hold of you personally. We'll get your name on the list, and we'll be in touch for 2026. Razzball listener leagues. If you're interested, we'd love to have you. You can, of course, find us on the podcast as well at the Razzball Fantasy Football Show. And Matty Stiles at Styles08, Cruiser at Cruise128, and Kezar at Jefferson__21. My name is Sky Guasco. Let's get it, boys. We got a lot to cover here. We had a great day of JV football yesterday on Saturdays. We're jumping right in with our boy Scotty Eminger. Scotty, good morning. Let's make this happen. Final push here. We got a super chat right off the bat. Let's save the pleasantries, gentlemen. We'll get right into this. Morning men, half PPR. We got Marks or Neal at running back. Thank you. Good morning, Scott, and thank you always. Matt, we'll say hi in a little bit. Let's get right to this here for Scott.
I'm going with the fully healthy running back with no competition. Give me Devin Neal today.
Yeah, I kind of I agree with Matt, mostly because he has no competition. Mostly is he has a weaker opponent against the run. So I'll take Devin Neal here as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Devin Neal as well. That game, the Chiefs and the Texans, it's gonna be probably a low scoring affair. Not many points, probably a lot of field goals. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go Neal as well.
Also, we do have a couple of weather concerns throughout the league. Not a lot of wind, which we're mostly concerned about throughout the NFL. Wind affects kicks. It affects passing. Also, it can be very cold. Not a lot of wind today, but we do have rain showers in Jacksonville, in Tampa Bay. And it's also, of course, going to be very cold with Green Bay, and then Buffalo and Cincy going to have snow. But in that Saints game, with the weather not being great, I do think they take the air out of the football, as they say. Chuck's been playing well, but I think they'll move the ball with Neal there and have an opportunity. So I'm going to go Neal also. We're going to kick it off right away with a 4-bar, gentlemen. Good morning, Scotty. Thank you so much always for your contributions, my man. If anyone's interested in jumping the line right away, you can hit a super chat button there on your YouTube. You can drop us a contribution, 99 cents, $3 million, whatever you can afford this holiday season. It helps Davey Cruz get into his next holiday adventure. So feel free to jump in there if you'd like to. Scott, best of luck, my man. All righty. Let's get into the next handful of questions. And again, gentlemen, we do have a break. We will say hello. We'll check in on our pick'ems, and we'll get our own lineups set up. Week 14 is upon us. We got about an hour and a half until kickoff. Let's get it. What up, Rob? Welcome back. Pick 3 in PPR. Deebo Samuel, Khalil Shakir, Adonai Mitchell, Jordan Addison, or Devon Vele.
I'm going to take the first 3, mainly because, as Dave mentioned last week, if Adonai Mitchell can prove that he's apt to catch a football, then he's a good play. So I will take the top 3. I like Jordan Addison, have all season, have into last season, regardless of his early season suspension. But I'm going to sit him basically because of 9. 9 is not good. 9 is not a thing. In fact, I will go on record as saying if you have a better option than Justin Jefferson this week, you may want to consider starting that player. And there's a lot of better options than Justin Jefferson when number 9 is throwing him the football. I digress. Give me Deebo, Khalil, and A.D. Mitchell.
Yeah, for me, I agree with Matt. I'm out on the Minnesota defense. They've shown no acumen to throw the ball. They've shown little acumen to run the ball. So Addison's kind of an avoid for me right now until they start moving the ball. If they can't do it today, they play a pretty weak defense. If they can't do it today, it's over, and it's kind of been over for me for a couple of weeks. Some of these guys, you're going to need a big play, right? So that's the kind of guy Devon Vele is to me. So I am going to also go with the first 3 players. I'm not crazy about them all, but I think they're the ones that are probably going to have the opportunities. So give me Samuel, Shakir, and Mitchell.
All right, I'm going to disagree with the 2 gents. Deebo for sure with Jaden Daniels back. That's exciting for them. I'm going to bench Khalil Shakir. He's just been very inconsistent the past couple weeks. Since he's actually the best defense against receivers and the 5th best against slot receivers. So I don't like it for Shakir. However, Cincinnati's great against tight ends. So Dalton Kincaid will go off today for the Bills if he plays. So I don't really trust Shakir this week. And so I'm going to go Devon Vele. He's been pretty consistent for the Saints. Over the past 2 weeks, we're almost getting 8 targets a game. So I'm going to trust him with some of the pass catchers outside of him and Olave. So I'm going to go Deebo, A.D. Mitchell, and Vele.
I'm with Jeff. Exactly. I'm going to go Deebo as well. Jaden Daniels back finally. Mariota's been playing well for Washington, but Jaden Daniels is back today. Hopefully that's a boost for them. Not the best matchup versus Minnesota, but beatable. I like A.D. Mitchell as well, and as long as the weather holds up there in New Jersey. And I'm going to go with Devon Vele as well. Chris Olave being healthy enough to play at least today, I think is a benefit. Dave talks about it a lot, and I totally agree. Some of these guys are just better as second fiddles. Emeka Egbuka might be that guy. So I think Devon Vele having Chris Olave there to take away some of the, attention will be beneficial there. So I'm going to go with Deebo, A.D. Mitchell, and Devon Vele as well.
Would you at all side with the highest implied total if I told you that the Buffalo-Cincy game was 10 full points higher than the Saints-Bucks game?
Usually, yes. And in a PPR league, Shakir is probably the smarter option. I don't know how much this weather is going to be an issue yet, and neither one of these teams can stop the run. So if I'm a coach, let's just brain train this. If I'm playing Sega and I'm in charge of everybody's moves right now, I'm going to take the ball out of Josh Allen and Joe Burrow's hands, run the ball as often as possible with James Cook and Chase Brown. And I think I'll be able to do that successfully, throw when I need to. And I feel like this is going to be a Josh Allen game by himself and James Cook. So Shakir might get his opportunities, but he doesn't score. And I just think I want the bigger opportunity. So still going to go Vele, personally.
All right, so Burrow comes out, throws 45 passes first game back from his turf toe. Over under 37.5 pass attempts today.
37.5. I'll go over. I think he goes 40 probably.
which goes against your "they're going to run all day" statement. But I'm not going to.
Sure, I don't know how effective it's going to be. Right? You can throw all day long. I don't know how effective it's going to be.
That's not me pointing finger.
That's fine. That's fine. Shakir might have his 11 catches for 17 yards. We'll see what happens. Scotty's back.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs had that 9 earlier this year.
Hey, man. That's why we all live full PPR, right, Bob? Scotty Eminger. One more. Full PPR here. Flexing Amarian Hampton. You guys remember Jeff's favorite rookie? He is back playing today. Hopefully he'll stay healthy for us. Amarian Hampton, Brenton Strange, Kevin Monongai. Thanks, boys. Good luck today. Bills Mafia, Buck Army. Yes, sir.
So this is interesting. Harbaugh's a nut, right? He's crazy, but he's crazy in a real scary, stoic way. He's not real good at telling the truth when it comes to our, how healthy players are. But if Hampton's been removed from the IR, and when I looked earlier, he wasn't. But I trust that you're saying he's been removed from the IR and will be playing this afternoon. Is that right?
Monday night.
They're playing Monday night, and all indications there's several sources among the Schefters and Rappaport that seem to support the fact that he's going to play. How much he's going to be used is a difference of opinion.
Yeah, so that would mean Vidal or Hampton or a split. Jarrett Patterson getting probably less and less and less each week. I like in this situation, I like Hampton if he's a full go. If we don't know that, then I probably will lean on Strange. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm contractually obligated to not support any football players from the city of Chicago this week. And I think if you go and look at how many points Green Bay has allowed this season, it doesn't look good for Chicago football players today. So give me Strange. Trevor Lawrence loves him. And if Hampton is a full go and we get some type of indication before the Jags kick off, I can see going Hampton over Strange. But right now my order is Strange at the top.
Yeah, I'd like to trust Hampton. I really would. It just is a little bit iffy. If I'm going to go for a home run, I'm probably going to take a shot on him having a big play. But the Bears ran all over the Eagles last week, and Monongai was a big part of that. I do like him this week, but I'm tempted to take the matchup with Strange against Indianapolis. I don't think the weather's going to be a horrible factor there. It may rain, but there doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of wind, and it's going to be good football temperature. I think I'm going to go with Strange as well, but I don't hate Monongai, and I like Hampton as the home run play.
Yeah, Hampton, I really like him this week. They had a good matchup against Philly. They're not really good against a run. But with Justin Herbert potentially playing him, all these question marks going into Monday night, if you're in a must-win week before the playoffs, I would hate to have so much in the air and relying on Hampton. And then if he does play, we don't know what he's going to look like. Could it be like the Bucky Irving situation last week where we thought he wasn't going to play much? He only played 50% of snaps, but he got, 20 touches almost? So I don't know if that's to be the case with him. Brenton Strange has the best matchup, though, of the three players. Colts are the fifth worst, allow the fifth most points to tight ends. So Strange will get a lot of action. Monongai, they did play well. The Bears know how to run the ball well. Packers, though, they're top 10 against the run, against running backs, too. So I just worry with the split there. Will he get 10 touches, 15 touches? Not really sure. So with all the question marks, as Dave alluded to, I'm going to go Brenton Strange as well.
I've been a Monongai guy for weeks, and it's paid off. Fact-checking Matt, not that I don't trust him, but that's my job. The Packers do allow a full touchdown fewer than the Bears on the season. This game at home must win for both teams, but the Packers certainly. So I think they're going to come out ready to go. So Monongai, I'm a little bit hesitant to. If he doesn't score, he just doesn't catch passes. I'm concerned about that. I love Hampton long term. I'm worried about him week back. So give me Brenton Strange here. I think he's going to have a big game this week. I think he scores. He's had the targets, no problem. Trevor's been playing well. As long as the weather holds up enough, I think that the Jacksonville's going to be forced to score, or forced to throw at least, and that could be Brenton Strange in the mid-range.
Yeah, one other factor there. It looks like Parker Washington might be out today.
Yeah.
Parker Washington is out officially. I just read it, I believe. I will super confirm. Parker Washington is not expected to play.
And Brenton Strange was the cover model for 2 of our articles this week. So
There you go.
call us Nostradamus if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll Brenton Strange.
Yeah, we've
Scotty.
been in love with Brenton Strange at Razzball because he was also the cover model for at least 2 of our articles last week as well.
Yep, and rightfully so. I mean, you hit one of those, streamable tight ends, mid-range tight ends, and they start, benefiting for you long term when you lose a couple of guys through the season. There, it's obviously great to have that locked up. Okay, good luck, Scotty. GB or GR, good morning. Welcome back. Half PPR, T-Law or Daniels. Pick 2, Ibuka, Aaron Jones, assuming he's healthy enough to play. He'll go, but we'll see what happens there. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, Burden. Haven't talked about him much this season, unfortunately. Or risk waiting out Hampton. Decision on Monday. We talked about that a little bit. Love to play Hampton if we can in one spot, but Harbaugh is killing me. Yeah, we get it, man. So two-part question here. We need a quarterback, and then we need 2 in that flex position.
Fully healthy Jaden Daniels with it. I will probably start him over Trevor Lawrence. I'll let Jeff get into why I'm wrong in a minute. Pick 2. This is last year, totally different question than it is right now. And for me, this is very easy. It's Ibuka and it's Jacoby Myers. And if you would have asked me 6 months ago, it would have been Brian Thomas Jr. and bench everybody else because Brian Thomas Jr. will do enough to carry your team. But right now, it's going to be Ibuka and Jacoby Myers for me. I'm not waiting on Hampton, though. I think he plays based on what the boys have said and what I just read. But I'm going to take the sure thing of guys that I know that are playing today. So give me Ibuka and Myers.
Yeah, I'll go with the second half of the question first. I'm going to take Ibuka pretty much all the time. He doesn't always smash it, but he's more likely to smash it than any of these other guys. I'm not waiting for Hampton. I'm gonna take Ibuka. Don't really like Aaron Jones, even though it's a great matchup against Washington. Just don't know what anything to do with the Minnesota offense. Brian Thomas, I keep waiting for him to snap out of it, and it's just not happening. I put him back in my lineup last week, and he gave me a whopping 4-something points in PPR. So I'm out on Brian Thomas. I do like Myers better as a healthier option, and he actually seems to have a connection with Trevor Lawrence. I don't know what's going on between Lawrence and Brian Thomas. Burden's just too far down the depth chart for me to trust. I know Odunze is out this week, but never know what's going to happen with the Chicago passing offense. It could be a good day for Colton Loveland as the Packers are lesser against the tight end. Well, actually, it's about even. So I'm going to take Ibuka and Myers in the first. Speaking of cold weather, it is absolutely frigid in Minnesota. And that's not an indoor stadium. So I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence against the Indianapolis Colts in a game that I think is going to be one of the more exciting games of the day. So give me Trevor Lawrence, Ibuka, and Jacoby Myers.
All righty. Matt's not here. Of course, he leaves when I'm supposed to school him. That's okay. We'll let it go.
Run for the hills.
Yeah, and Dave too. So fun fact, I'll ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Which Commanders quarterback has scored the most points this season in a single game? Mariota or Jaden Daniels?
No, it's got to be Mariota.
Yeah, crazily enough, yeah.
Yeah, go Ducks. Of course.
So yeah, I mean, not that that makes my decision though, but it's just interesting. You wouldn't have thought that going into this year in Week 14 that Mariota's had has had the highest scoring week for a Commanders quarterback. But yeah, Trevor has been top 10 back-to-back weeks. He had his first game without a turnover in God knows how long. So love that for him. Receivers are healthy. He's got Myers who knows how to catch the ball. Always helps. Britton Strange is back. So things are rolling for the Jags right now. It's a must-win division game against the Colts. So I'm definitely starting Trevor over Jaden Daniels this week. And then for the second one, definitely Jacoby Myers. He's the number one receiver. I did recommend him in my slot versus wide. He's got a great matchup. Colts give a lot of points out wide and in the slot. So I think Myers can do both this week. And then I'm back and forth on Ibuka and Burden. I think Burden has potentially a sneaky week with the Dunze out. I know. But it's not enough for me to overlook Ibuka. He hasn't been as great of late, but Godwin's starting to cook a little bit. I don't. Do we know if Evans or McMillan is back this week?
Evans hasn't been activated.
Activated yet? Yeah. So yeah, I still like Ibuka. Bucky's back, so I think the offense is going to start rolling in Tampa. So I'm going to go Ibuka, Myers, and Trevor Lawrence.
Just got word Olave's good to go.
Yeah. Man, I would go Jaden Daniels head to head. I really want to. Trevor's been playing well recently. Jaden Daniels is averaging 19 fantasy points per game. Trevor's seen that in 6 of his 13 games. He's obviously been playing well recently. A little bit concerned about the weather and the Colts defense, TBH. So let me hold on that for a second. Ibuka for me is an auto start. I know it's been a struggle. I have him in half my leagues and it's been rough, but they need to rely on him. I think they do, assuming I think he's going to be more of a check down opportunity, and Godwin is a real thing now, so defenses need to take him seriously. That might help out Ibuka. Man, the rest of these guys, Brian Thomas is risky, but he's got the most upside. I can go with him there. And I want to go with Aaron Jones. I just don't trust him, unfortunately. So I'll go Ibuka, Brian Thomas, actually, and to get a piece of that T-Law. And then, man, I'm going to go Jaden Daniels on the way back. Both these teams are toast. I think this is more about just getting the squad back in, and Minnesota's reeling. I'm going to take Washington inside. Best of luck, GR.
Hey, right. Actually, before we go in that direction, we missed the first 2 questions.
Oh, did we? Let's dial back to them real quick. We went right
we
to
missed that one, and we missed Joe Vino's question.
Okay.
I don't even see those. I see them when you click them, but I don't see them at the top of my banner.
Yeah,
is the scroll bar at the top?
Yep.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay, so I see them, so I'll pop them up.
That's all good. We can get into these now. Sorry, guys. Thank you for letting us know, Dave.
Yeah.
Travis, good morning. Any chance there's relation to Todd Heap here, gentlemen?
I think
we confirmed it is not. There is no relation.
I just want to make sure. Shout out to yesteryear Ravens. Happy Sunday, boys. Tyrod Taylor or Daniel Jones this week. Desperately need a win to make the playoffs. Typical scoring, 4-point passing touchdown, 6-point running. Thank you in advance. Love the layout. Phenomenal. I mean, look at it. Look at this question. This is just beautiful to read. This is a scholar typing out this question. My only quip here, gentlemen, typical scoring, 4-point or 6-point for passing touchdowns.
So 4-point passing, 6-point rushing.
Yeah. So is typical 4 these days, or is it 6 all around? Matt, I'll throw it to you.
Most of the sites use 4-point passing touchdowns as their default.
That's stupid.
Okay. Go tell them, see how they treat you.
Custom leagues, come on now.
Yeah.
I play in one that's 5, so I guess it's trying to split the difference. Well, clearly it did split the difference.
Okay, now that's Stu.
Yeah. I'll tell him what you think.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
I'll
sure
say
he's waiting to
Dave-
hear.
Interesting Dave's opinion will now be shared with
You got Terod or Danny Jones, Matt?
With that abnormal scoring at the bottom, it
Right.
might change my opinion ever so slightly. I really want to say Tyrod Taylor against the 30th ranked Miami pass defense. But the Jags defense has kind of been on autopilot recently, right? They haven't been flashy like they were at the beginning of the year with the turnovers. But Daniel Jones is more apt to run touchdowns in than Tyrod Taylor is, even though Tyrod Taylor had one last week. I also believe that Daniel Jones has an injury that he's playing through to his
Fractured fibula.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, I guess I need the definition for fracture, because I wouldn't be out there with a hangnail, much less a fractured fibula. So I'm desperately need a win. I'd like to see the rest of Travis's lineup here, but I don't know. I want to start Tyrod Taylor as a piece of advice, but I don't know that I can bench who I believe is the better 2025 quarterback, which is Daniel Jones. So I will reluctantly say Daniel Jones and hope for 2 rushing touchdowns.
Whew.
Which is a nasty hope, but and a Jags win.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Daniel Jones pretty easily here. Taylor could have a good game, but I just like the Colts' overall offense better than I like the Jets' overall offense. And I know Miami's not a bad matchup, but I just think Jones has the higher upside to me. So I'm going to go with Daniel Jones.
Remember what your contract says, Jeff.
Well, I know. I'm going to go Tyrod Taylor. I'm going to spice it up today. I just think his injury, Daniel Jones has only put up like 16, 17 points the past 3 weeks. Nothing flashy, not like he was doing earlier in the season with the rushing. I just don't think – no, that's stupid. You got to go Daniel Jones. I want to go Tyrod Taylor, but I think Jones is a smart play. Jags do allow points on the outside, and Michael Pittman's going to probably have a big game today. So I'm going to go Daniel Jones.
I'll do it. Terod Taylor. Better rushing opportunities. Been smashing Daniel Jones the last 2 weeks, running the ball, 44 yards on the ground, 20 last week. Daniel Jones has 14 total rushing yards the last 2 weeks. He's been banged up since the bye week. I agree. The Colts have a much better offense, not enough to beat Jacksonville, obviously, but I think they'll have a better opportunity. But the Dolphins have been, I think, a bit overly flashy based on opportunities the last few weeks. Terod Taylor generally takes care of the ball pretty well. I don't think it's going to be a flashy game for the Jets by any means, but the rushing upside. And, I mean, passing the last 2 weeks at least, they've been pretty much the same quarterback. Daniel Jones, one more touchdown. So, I know the consensus here is Daniel Jones is probably smarter, but Matt, I just Googled it. A fracture is not good for NFL football. So I wouldn't recommend doing that if you have a broken leg. But these guys, have all the medicines they can ever ask for. Give me Terod Taylor in a spicy sky for the upside here on Daniel Jones, but the consensus is Danny D.
We have a timeout.
I'm switching Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, we got sheep activity, huh, Jeff? You just
unfortunately
need someone else to step to the front of the line for you.
You know what?
Appreciate this guy.
Let's go, Matt. Hey, let's go.
Tyrod Taylor.
Dave, little New Jersey love.
No,
what do you think?
No, I'm sticking with Daniel Jones. Yeah, if you want to put your season in the balance on the Jets offense, knock yourselves out.
Nice. I love it.
Well, with
How
that
about
typical
this?
scoring, you have to go that way, though.
Not that we condone morning drinking or betting. Daniel Jones rushing parlay right now, or rushing over under is 9.5 today.
Under.
Wow.
Which is silly. That number matters. Vegas is not here to give us money. They're here to make money. So a lot of people are saying Daniel Jones, 9 yards. Are you kidding me? I could easily see him having an Eli game. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's apples to apples, honestly, which you wouldn't compare these guys normally. But under the circumstances, I don't love it. Plus some weather in Jacksonville as well. I don't know. Just got a gut feeling. So
yeah, and with that Vegas 9.5, it leads me to believe that he literally would have to fall into the end zone to get those points. He's not. There are not going to be what's the term for the design runs. I don't think there are. There normally are for Daniel Jones. I don't think there's any design runs in today's game for him.
Well, and if I
because as
remember
we
correctly,
discussed, fracture is bad. That's what you said. That's what the dictionary says. Bad
that's
for
what
football.
that's what WebMD tells me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget the Colts have a pretty solid running back that they could give the ball to instead as well.
Edgerrin James.
Ooh. Joe Adai.
Nice, Jeff. I was trying to get there.
Marlon Mack.
Oh, Marlon Mack.
Ahmad Bradshaw.
Pour one out. I like it. Eric Dickerson, I believe, as well.
Mm.
So if Marlon Mack came back, this is for Sky. Well, Dave too. Dave's a music guy. If Marlon Mack was to
don't get me started,
come back and play today, what song would
Return of
they
the
play?
Mac. Return of the yes, it will. Return of the Mac. Oh my God, return. Come on, Matt.
Jeff, it's easy. It's easy stuff.
If you guys want some more fun, Google "I Love My Ducks" on YouTube. This is definitely worth your time. I promise. It's Return of the Mac, but Return of the Quack. When I was in college, so let's see, 2008-9, some of the local boys made a local track, Return of the Quack. This is Jeremiah Masoli era. I promise you, it's worth your time. Return of the Quack on YouTube. All right, let's move forward. Bill, good morning. Sorry for the delay here. Pathetic injury-riddled team. Welcome to the squad, Bill. Need one wide receiver and a running back and a flex. We have Mason, Charbonnet, Burden, and Pierce in full PPR.
I'm going to go Charbonnet because every time I've gone against Charbonnet, he scored. So give me Charbonnet, and I believe they have a pretty solid matchup this week against the Sky's Falcons. And I'm going to go purely on the word pathetic, Luther Burden. Nobody?
And a flex.
Yeah, we got one more.
Oh, and a flex? I'm sitting Mason today.
Is Aaron Jones 100%? Why am I more concerned about that?
Aaron Jones is on the injury report, but he's going to play.
Okay.
So
And why would you not stack the box?
Yeah, I agree.
Can JJ McCarthy beat you if you're an NFL team?
Maybe.
Probably not.
No. Can Trevor Lawrence beat you?
Yes.
Rhetorical. Go ahead, Dave.
you sure?
Yes.
So I love the matchup formation, and I hate the Vikings. Both of those things are true. I'm going to go with Charbonnet as my running back. Pierce is going to be the wide receiver. I know Burden's going to be the wide receiver too for the Bears today, but I'm just not crazy about the Bears passing offense. They probably will need to throw the ball against Green Bay, but you know what? I'm going to take Pierce as the wide receiver. Now that leaves Mason or Burden as the flex. Wow. I've got to go Burden over Mason. I really dislike the Vikings offense that much. I think he's got a chance. I think but nah. Give me Charbonnet as the running back, Pierce as the wide receiver, Burden as the flex.
I feel you, Bill. Sorry to hear about your injury-riddled team this season. I think for the running back, I'm going to go Charbonnet. He scored more touchdowns than Kenneth Walker. Falcons really aren't very good against the rush either. The only issue is that Charbonnet is really not being used out of the backfield as a pass catcher. Over the past 4 weeks, only has 2 catches, which you don't like to see. And the Falcons have actually been targeted a lot to running back out of the backfield, so that's one of their weaknesses. But I'm still going to go Charbs. I'm going to go Jordan Mason as the flex. In this one, the Commanders are giving up the most points to running backs over the last month of football. Aaron Jones is battling in injuries. They're going to try to keep the ball out of McCarthy's hands. So I like Jordan Mason to get some touches. And then for the receiver, I mentioned Burden, but I think I like Alec Pierce better. Again, just the Jags secondary isn't that very good, to be honest. Greg Newsome they brought in hasn't been very good either. Campbell's been better in Cleveland, oddly enough. So I think Pierce and Pittman, one of those two will have a nice day. And so I'll take my chances with Alec Pierce over Burden.
Alec Pierce is an auto start for me. And I'm going to go both running backs, reluctantly with Mason. But I agree with Jeff. I mean, both these teams are the Washington defense is horrendous. The Minnesota offense is horrendous. I don't like that, but I do think it'll be rando shootout maybe. Charbonnet's TD or bust, but he gets touchdowns. I could see Seattle being a little sleepy this morning, going to the East Coast though for a morning game. We see that a lot. Seattle is going as far as you possibly can in the U.S. For a football game this morning from Seattle to Atlanta. So I'll take Seattle, but give me the points with the Falcons if you're into gambling, which we're not. Burden I like a lot, but I think it's going to be lots of running for Chicago. That's been their bread and butter last month. So I'll take it there. I'll go Mason, Charbonnet, and Pierce. Good luck, Bill. Jeff, welcome back. Jeffrey, excuse me. Now, of course, all of you guys have names that are not abbreviated, but shortened, if you will. Like if you write out Jeffrey, that's a Jeffrey, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that is.
Jeffrey,
that's the correct
Jeffrey,
spelling.
welcome back. Yes, perfect. Not the GEO.
No, not the giraffe.
Need one to start in PPR. Sutton, Pittman, or ETN. Solid names here. This is probably a very, very quality squad.
Jeffrey is upper crust, especially with the French Canadian last name. That's old. I have an old money feeling when I read that.
Sure. Well, New England vibes. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. The only way that Jeffrey could be more upper crust is GEOFFREY.
Right.
I don't know where Travis Etienne has been recently. It's been the Trevor Lawrence show, so I'm going to pivot from him. Sutton, the Broncos probably do not need to throw to beat the Raiders. Therefore, Sean Payton will probably throw 45 times. But I'm going to go Pittman in the game in which I think he has to get hyper targeted. So give me Pittman.
Yeah, this is not widely known, but Dave is also short for Jeffrey. So it's
solid.
I figured I'd get that out there. So Sutton, Pittman, or ETN. I agree with Matt about ETN. Now, it's hard to trust what the Jags are going to do on offense. They've been using Tootin more in games, so ETN would need to get into the end zone. That's not a sure thing against the Colts. Sutton, I like a bunch too, but I think this could be a Troy Franklin game. So I'm also going to go with Michael Pittman against the Jags. The Jags are probably the best matchup out of the three. The Jags are 8th in PPR points per game allowed to wide receivers. So I'll take Pittman there.
I'm going to go Travis Etienne in this one. Last week, the numbers weren't very good because the Jags had an early lead and didn't need to do much in the second half. Etienne has a 2-to-1 ratio for touches with Tootin, even though Tootin is playing a little bit more, but he's still getting more touches. So I really like Etienne this week over the other ones. Pittman, it's just hard with Pittman and Pierce on which one's going to go off. And then with Sutton, I do like his matchup, but he's going to have to score in the first half. If not, I don't see them really needing to pass the ball in the second half, which he'll lose opportunities, but I think Etienne will be involved the whole entire game. And so I'm going to go Etienne.
Boy, I'm fading Pittman. Etienne, I think, is due for a bounce back. I like Etienne only because I'm worried about the inconsistency of Cortland Sutton. Last week, of course, he scored 17 PPR points. He's been outpacing Troy Franklin just by about 1.5 points. But obviously, Troy Franklin has gotten the opportunities. So I agree with you guys. I think the Broncos pull away from the Raiders late. Give me ETN just for consistency of workload. Good luck, Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff and Matt, while we pull up the next question, are we confirming that we're also adding Scholarly Dave to the list of his business acumen? No, not quite yet. Okay. I'm just curious if we're like, you know. All righty. Jamie. Is this a long time? What's up, dudes? Long time no see. Man, Jamie comes in. Matt, I mean, maybe you're better at these kind of rants. I tend to be more kind to these type of folks, but I'll go first. Jamie's on the program for, what is it, like 17 or 18 straight seasons. Top of the list, right? One of our faves. We pay his add-on fee, right? He's like, if you guys want me on the program, I cost this much. We pay the fee. We fly him in for the show. He's on the live draft, I think maybe twice. And then poof, Jamie's gone for 14 weeks. Am I incorrect here, gentlemen?
He's poked in from time to time, but I don't think he's been an avid participant. But that's because he has his own show. Right? He's on a major network that we can't mention here, not sponsored.
Right, fair.
Yeah. If he's out of guarantees, cut him.
That's kind of where, yeah. Well, we'll discuss his finances off the air. But Jamie,
you might have to call
welcome.
Bob. He may have
back,
a contract with Bob that we don't know about.
They might, a little side hustle that, maybe like a Snapchat only show or something that we're unfamiliar with. Yeah, that could be true. Jamie, good morning and welcome back, buddy. Shout out to the Browns, huh? Let's see. FM clean. Am I reading that correct? FMA clean.
F. McLean.
F. McLean. Oh, thank you. Jeez, I couldn't get it there. Let me get a capital M. That's all right. Punctuation doesn't matter on the YouTube. Should I start Bucky Irving or Judkins? I like Bucky better as a player, but I feel Judkins could go nuclear.
I wonder, since it's the holiday season, I wonder if this is a relation to John McClane of Nakatomi Plaza fame.
Well,
and I argued with my son.
Going nuclear is definitely the preferred choice in that case.
Yes. My son argued with me. He said that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It just happens to occur around Christmas. I don't know if I agree with that or not.
Your son is wrong.
I think so.
That's what I told him. Dave, what do you think here? Since Sky abandoned us, I'll go last then. Bucky or Judkins?
I'm going with Bucky Irving. Maybe Judkins goes nuclear, and that would be good for me in a highly competitive league. But it's the Browns. If the Browns go nuclear, that would be a surprise. That's the lowest over/under that I've seen in a long time. That game's like at 33.5. So I'm going to go with Bucky Irving. I think with another week to get a little bit healthier, I like the Bucs offense way more than I like the Browns offense.
I'll follow up. Yeah, I'm going to go Bucky as well. Don't overthink it. Bucky's is the better player and a better offense.
Implied total is 34.5, Dave. You are very close to being perfectly correct.
Yeah, well, the site I saw this morning said 33.5, so there's more than one site out there.
Yes, you're in the neighborhood. I'm going to give you full credit for that. Especially off the cuff. You clearly weren't looking at it. And I'm going Bucky, so that's 3 for Bucky. Go Ducks. Sco Ducks. You're on mute.
No, I don't think so. He's been voluntary mute.
Yeah, he is.
Check. Good grief. You guys hear me okay? Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Right,
Dave made a quip about nuclear, the Die Hard movie, my son being incorrect, and Browns going nuclear would mean 9 points. So now you're caught up.
Okay, hold on. Die Hard. Thumbs up or thumbs down? I got to say it because you have to say it when it comes up. Christmas movie or not? Die Hard, thumbs up or down? No analysis, just... Okay, great. Also, is anybody aware that the officer is also Carl Winslow? We all know that. True. Okay, great. Moving forward, nuclear in fantasy football for a running back, I'm going to set the line at 21.5 fantasy points for a nuclear performance. Is that fair? Is that too high?
Non-quarterback, I think 20 points is pretty nuclear.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. Quinshon Judkins, 25 points in his first game, 24 points in his fourth game. He's had 7, 0, 11, 0, 15, 9, 0 by 11 since then. I'm a pass. I'm going to go with Bucky Irving, and it's not close for me. The Bucs are getting healthy at the right time. All right. Dollar bill, y'all. Gentlemen, I'm going to read this question. I'll answer it quickly. I'm going to step aside quick to make a family phone call. I'll be right back. Dollar bill, y'all. _9. Hurts at the Chargers. Stafford at the Cardinals. 4-point, very unconventional scoring for passing touchdowns. I'll go first here and step off. Stafford's been absolutely nuclear, if you will. Bounce back here for them. I'm going to go Stafford, although I do think the Cardinals keep it somewhat closer than usual. I just don't trust the Eagles right now, and I think the Chargers are going to play inspired behind Herbert being banged up. So give me Stafford. BRB, gentlemen.
Stafford for me as well.
Yeah, it all depends on how you feel about the Eagles getting right this week. They're just that team. I don't know what's going on there. They're a mess. Yeah, I'm going to take Stafford here against the Cardinals. I just don't trust the Eagles' offense right now. They just haven't looked right. Even the body language is not right. It just give me Stafford against the Cards.
Yeah, Stafford as well. I think it's pretty easy for me in this one. I think Puka and Devontae both have big games, and they both combined could go nuclear at the receiving position today.
I'm going to call it now. Puka 2 touchdowns, Devontae 2 touchdowns.
He
will
dig it.
throw 5.
Ooh.
66-3 Rams.
Oh my goodness. Bill is saying he's not seeing these questions in the comment section. Bill, what I would recommend is that you click out of this site, clear cache, come back in, and you should see things pop back in. So I'm assuming that Dave did not do that. So Dave kept the original questions at the top. I logged out, logged back in, and lost the first couple of questions. So I would just sign out, sign back in. And I'm not sure what this means.
He's probably commenting on mine.
Okay. So we believe we've addressed that, whatever that comment is.
I'm sure we have.
Michael Regine, who we have seen before, welcome back. Full PPR, flex Woody Bam or Jaden Higgins.
For me, wow. I know Jaden Higgins has been getting targeted lately. I'm not sure I trust him enough against the Chiefs. Not real crazy about Woody against the Chiefs either, and not real crazy about Bam against the Rams, but I'm probably going to go with Bam Knight here. I just don't know that Marks is going to get as many touches as we'd like. If he does, it should be him by a mile. Higgins could have 8 targets. Higgins could have 2 targets. I'm just going to go with Bam Knight here. It's beginning to sound like Trey Benson may not be back this year. So if you're holding Bam Knight, keep holding Bam Knight.
Yeah, no, this is a good question. And I don't really trust Bam this week. They're going to have to rely on passing. So I think it'll be another Jacoby Brissett game. And then Woody and Higgins, Chiefs defensively are pretty stout. However, though, I know that Cowboys game kind of inflated the Chiefs' stats of recent, but I do think Higgins is probably the best play out of these 3. I do like Woody. Woody's getting the touches out of the Houston backfield, but he's just not scoring touchdowns. He's very touchdown dependent, and I don't see him scoring against Chiefs front. So I'm going to go Higgins.
I'm with Jeff. I'm going to go Higgins as well. I didn't look. I'm going to look up the implied total for that one. I think it was 42.5. I think it's going to go over that. Stroud looks good coming back. Nico should take the number 1 coverage. I don't like Bam against the Rams front. And I'm with Dave when he says that it should be Woody, but we don't know how much Nick Chubb is going to cut into that and how much the Chiefs defense, they just don't allow a ton on the ground. So I'm going to go upside with Higgins and hope for the 8 targets versus the 2 that Dave mentioned.
Jaden Higgins has been nice. Very quietly since the bye week. He had a goose egg after that. 13-1, 15-8, or 15-9, 14-12 fantasy points. I can go Jaden Higgins pretty easily there.
Nice.
I hope it's a T Higgy
and
someday
from the
again.
Higgins tree, T Higgins is back this week. For those of you that had not received that news, T Higgins is out of concussion protocol and will be starting today.
I'm thrilled about it. I expect the Bengals to throw a lot and run all day at the same time. Does that work for you, Matt?
Yes, 40 of each.
Perfect. Cosmo, good morning, my man. Jaden Daniels, Jacoby Brissett, 4-point touchdown. Man, we've started a trend here, gentlemen. Everyone's starting to finally put the 4 points in there. How many times this season have we not known that and probably predicted the wrong quarterback because people don't mention it because it's automatic? Daniels, Brissett, 4-point touchdowns.
Give me Daniels, mainly because I think the Cardinals are up against the tougher defense.
I'm going to go with the fact that the N is next to the B on the keyboard. So Brissett, I like that. We'll go with Jacoby Brissett. I just think the Cardinals are going to have to throw the ball. Jeff said that earlier. I think that's accurate. Just the Minnesota passing defense is pretty good. I don't like Daniels on the road in that game. So I'm going to go with Brissett.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jacoby Brissett as well. Over his last 4 weeks, 44 pass attempts, 57, 49, 40. So he's a lock for 40 plus passes again, and he's gone over 303 straight. And he's just been a top a QB1 since week 6. I just can't see why you don't play him again, even in a tough matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to go Brissett as well. Let's not forget that Bryce Young had a solid day versus the Rams, and Brissett's been on fire. Jeff's right; he's gonna be chucking it. They're gonna have to. They don't really have a run game. They're gonna have to keep up with the Rams. So, I mean, he's basically Jameis Winston right now, but less hectic. So he's averaging 23 fantasy points over the last month.
Yeah, only 4 picks total since week 6 too, by the way.
Yeah, top.
And only one game less than 2 touchdowns.
Right. He's third in that span over the last 5 weeks in fantasy points for quarterbacks and points per game. So Jacoby Brissett is playing very, very well for a terrible team. Give me Jacoby Brissett.
So let's discuss this real quick. Kyler Murray done for the year.
He's out.
They try to
Definitely.
offload him in the off season and
Absolutely.
give Brissett the reins.
And probably draft. Yeah, Kyler Murray will be a Vikings player.
Every analyst out there is going to unload Kyler Murray. I don't know what the Cardinals are going to do.
Yeah,
I could see Kyler going to the Vikings because the Vikings can't draft a quarterback after McCarthy. They can't do that. So who's the best available quarterback on the market you could trade for? It's Kyler Murray, unfortunately for them.
the Cardinals and Vikings have always kind of had that little tunnel for players as well too. I like that. Kyler Murray makes sense. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett at minimum has earned the opportunity. Gentlemen, just for funsies, I said Jacoby Brissett was the 4th. He's actually tied with Patrick Mahomes technically, but he's 3rd or 4th in points per game over the last 7 weeks. Jacoby Brissett. Josh Allen is number 2. Patrick Mahomes is tied with Jacoby Brissett. Who is the best quarterback in fantasy points per game since week 6? Number 1 quarterback since week 6.
Matt Stafford.
That's what, yeah.
Matt Stafford is number 8.
Wow. Surprised.
Stafford is 8. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's a quarterback that wasn't dinged. Baker had some bad games mixed in.
Now this is points per game. So I'll give you a clue. He's missed 2 games. In points per game, he's missed 2 games. He's still number 1. 23.3 points per game.
Well, it's not Jordan Love because he only produces during Toyotathon, which we're in right now. Oh, it's Caleb Williams.
That's what I was gonna guess, but
Caleb Williams is a great guess, but it's not. Think Bob LaMarco and Dave Cruz.
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart, number 1 quarterback over the last 7 weeks, and he missed 2 games.
wow.
Pretty fun. Drake May is right behind Jacoby Brissett and Patrick Mahomes. Next year is going to be great. All right, Cosmo, good luck, buddy. And please, always, pet the dog for us. All right, few handful of questions. Once again, this is the Razzball Fantasy Football Show. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us, Michael. Always, if you'd like to join us next year for the listener leagues, please feel free to jump into the chat right now. Just let us know. Just give a yo, guys, I'm interested. One of us will get in touch with you. We do need your legal name. Screen names are great for the internet. I highly recommend them. We're putting our real name on here because we're trying to get famous on the internet, but I don't recommend it to regular people. Please give us your legal name off air, an email or something, or a DM to one of the guys. Let us know what league you're interested in, and we'll be in touch moving into next season. Nothing fancy will happen. for another 6 months at least. But we do want to make sure that you're in tow so that we can rotate out some of these names. Feel for. If you have any other additional questions, please let us know. Yes, Maddie.
2 things. I'm putting a vote in for Cosmo right now.
Sure.
And 2, you referenced dollar bill, y'all, twice, maybe 3 times. Do these 2 down here, can they give that reference?
Dollar bill, y'all.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Jacksonville boys.
Yeah, there's lots. I mean, you can go Fred Durst or.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm going with it. Well, where's Matt going with this?
I mean,
Oh,
It depends. Protect your neck, Jeff. You know how it is.
Protect your neck, Jeff.
All right. Any additional
Jeff,
questions,
what rules
gentlemen?
everything around us? What rules everything around us?
I don't understand. Apologies.
Think Johnny Manziel.
Money.
Cash rules everything around us. Actually, it's cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Yep. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan. Big fans of the show. We'll have to get RZA on the program next year.
Okay.
Method Man as well. Good buds. I'll shoot him a text after the program. All right. Any additional questions, gentlemen? Let's get these last couple in here, and then we will probably head out as well, set our lineups. Again, we're in the final stretch, folks. We got about 42 minutes, according to my clock, until kickoff. Please make sure you get all of your questions in. Trade deadlines more than likely have passed, unless you're in Dynasty, of course. But feel free to get these questions in. Isaac, good morning. Start 1, defense, Green Bay or Washington Commanders. Green Bay versus Chicago or Washington versus the Vikings.
Oh, really? My DFS lineup, by the way, if anybody, we don't condone gambling, but if anybody wants the lineup that I have in hand, let me know and I'll text it to you, is Washington. However, my home league is Green Bay because I am going to scream at the television today every time Micah Parsons beats one of the tackles. Caleb Williams is in for a long day today. Let me put it to you that way.
Well,
If you don't believe me, right, if we have Bears fans sneaking around and trolling around and just listening, tell me with a straight face who the Bears have beaten this year, and I'll wait. The answer is jack shit. They haven't beat anybody this year. They're going to absolutely – you know what I'm going to say today? Happy Father's Day, Bears. We're home.
Let's give it another minute, guys. Hold on. Give it another minute.
And if the Bears win, I'll paint my nails next Sunday.
Now we're talking.
Okay. Woo.
Now we're talking.
What color would you paint them?
That's
Mind your business.
Jeff. Jeff, that's a really good question.
We can let the listeners decide.
Some blue and orange?
Now you're asking for too much. Now you want to know my social security number.
Hey, man, you brought this upon yourself. I'm with Jeff. That's definitely fairsies.
Jeff has Bailey's in his coffee this morning. He's getting frisky.
Sure do after that dub from the Red Raiders.
That's right.
All right, so my answer is Green Bay unless you need a cheap option on DFS, which we don't talk about here. So give me Green Bay.
Yeah, I know the Minnesota Vikings looks absolutely terrible, but the Seattle Seahawks have a breathing NFL defense. So I'm not gonna throw in the Commanders hoping for an outcome like last week's. I'm going to go with the Packers. They just have the better defense, and I think they can generate both sacks and maybe a couple of turnovers. So give me the Packers against the Bears.
Going Green Bay for Styles.
Okay, let's see. I just want to make sure my notes are correct. Give me a second. I will answer the question with Green Bay. The Minnesota offense is absolutely horrendous. The Washington defense is not good either. My first question when we're talking DSTs, tight ends, kickers, streamable options, quarterbacks in some cases, is there anybody else on the waiver you could look at? I like Green Bay a lot. Green Bay's totally fine. Start them. Why are we considering Washington other than J.J. McCarthy's terrible, which is fair, but the defense itself is not good, and they're on the road. I don't like that combo personally. So if you're like making the playoffs or heading in, Washington is not somebody I even want on my roster. Period. So are the Niners available to maybe drop Washington, pick up for next week? They have a great matchup versus Tennessee. Is Dallas still available? Maybe you could pick them up later after that game. We'll see. Anyway, Green Bay going away. Matt, you're right. I will give you this because we're buddies. The Chicago Bears. 1, 2. Here we go. Beat Dallas. They beat Vegas. They beat the Commanders. They beat the Saints. They beat the Bungles without Joe Burrow. They beat the Giants. They beat the Vikings again. They beat the Steelers. They beat the Eagles. Solid win. And they have the Packers today. Pop quiz. They've lost 3 games. Who did they lose to?
All teams over 500.
Not quite. One team that they lost to opening night is one of the worst teams in the NFL, maybe the worst right now.
The Vikings.
Correct. They lost to the Vikings by a field goal. They got schmammered by the Lions 52-21, and they lost to the Baltimore Ravens 30-16. They got the Browns, Packers again, 49ers, and Lions coming up. Bears could have a rough December. We'll see. Long December. Counting crows, I think. Sorry about that. All right, Packers it is. Derek Favret, 21-10. This is a long time. Matt, this is one of your buddies, isn't it?
Yeah, he's clearly hopped up on Dayquil.
What rules everything around us? Our wives. I mean, Derek's the only one with a brain around here, I think, is what it is.
Mega
Good
mind.
work, buddy. We'll take it. Hey, get well soon, my man, huh? We got Styles going rogue over here. Someone's got to reel him in, and you're not around. Come back soon. Anchor down. Can we get Vandy in the playoff or what? Is the Heisman race reopened after last night? What are we doing?
But it's not, Alabama doesn't belong in the show right now. That's for sure.
Don't talk to Miami fans. All right, Marius, welcome back. PPR Flex, Troy Franklin, and Burden. We talked about Burden quite a bit, and Troy Franklin's popped up every once in a while as well. Disappeared a little bit the last 2 weeks. We'll see what the Broncos can do here. Do you want Franklin or Burden PPR Flex?
I do not think the Broncos need to throw today. Like I mentioned earlier, that means that Sean Payton will probably throw 45 times. But I'm going to go Luther Burden. The scary part about take my Packers-Bears fandom out of this whole discussion. The scary part for me right now is that Luther Burden has become the waiver darling of the week. And oftentimes when those players become the darling midweek after waiver runs, they usually shit the bed. So Brenton Strange is the real waiver wire ad of the week. Let him be your guy.
Facts.
I think Burden might disappoint, but I would start Burden over Franklin. Dave's going to tell me why I'm wrong, but I just don't know that the Broncos need to throw to beat the Raiders, which means Sean Payton will throw way too many times today.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you why you're wrong. I'm just going to tell you I like Troy Franklin better than Luther Burden. I mean, you could very well be right. I do entertain that possibility. So it's going to be Troy Franklin for me. I just think that the Broncos are going to hammer the Raiders today, and the Raiders are poor against wide receivers in PPR leagues. So I'm going to take Franklin over Burden. I don't hate Burden here, but I just don't know what Burden's going to give us. And if I'm at this point of the season, I think I'm going to go with Troy Franklin, the more known commodity. I think he was, if anybody was a hero in that first ugly game in Denver, it was him. So I think I'm going to use Franklin today over Burden.
I'm going to go Luther Burden. He is slowly becoming the big play threat for the Bears. With the Dunze out this week, he will take on that role. I do like Franklin, but some concerning numbers. His playing time and snap share has decreased steadily over the past 3 weeks, and he only played 50% of snaps last week. Pat Bryant, their rookie, had more targets and more snaps and more routes run last week than Franklin. So I don't know if this is a trend or what's happening with Franklin, if he's injured or something, but if he's not on the field as much, I don't like that in a game where they may not be passing as much. So I'm going to go Luther Burden.
Raise your hand if you just acquired Pat Bryant in one of the Raz PPR leagues.
Solid.
That's you, Sky.
Yeah. Troy Franklin's my boy, obviously. Go Ducks. But I'm with Jeff. And the Raiders are the Raiders. They're not great against wide receivers, but I have this unfortunate gut feeling because it's Sean Payton, where random guys get in like a doghouse or like a something, and Sean Payton is just really bitter about stuff. So I don't know what's going on in Denver. Everything Jeff said is accurate. I agree. I don't like the matchup, but I like the potential with Roma Dunze out. So I'm going to go Luther Burden in this particular example here for potential volume and opportunity. Now, I see Troy Franklin maybe catching a 60-yard breakaway touchdown over Luther Burden, but I could see Luther Burden catching 6 balls for a good baseline and then see what happens. So I'll go Luther Burden here, and I'm hoping Troy Franklin can get it done. I did pick up Pat Bryant just because I think there's more opportunity with him seeing it there, but I don't know. The passing offense has not been great. I mean, talk about, look, I love Bo Nix more than everybody else, but you throw some shit on the Bears, which I get it, but the Broncos' resume is not amazing either, you know? So Bo Nix has not been amazing this season. They're getting wins, but not great statistics. So give me Luther Burden here.
Yeah, and coming out of Missouri, Burden was known as a yak guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dunze is known as a downfield guy. DJ Moore is known for behind the line of scrimmage, jet sweep, yak guy as well. Zacchaeus is known as a slot receiver. So I wonder, do they have somebody right now that's going to stretch the field with the Dunze out? Is that going to be DJ Moore? Is that going to be Burden? Is that going to be Zacchaeus? I don't know. And Green Bay probably needs to figure it out really, really quick, or they're going to get they could get lit up. Now, the good thing about the Green Bay defense is they don't allow people to get over the top. They look a bit of a shell defense, so they try not to. I really want it to be Franklin for a number of reasons, but I have some money on the line where it says I need it to be Luther Burden as well. How about 7 for 100 for Burden and no touchdowns? That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll take fantasy points and no real points for your boy.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yep. Is this a Bob text?
Sure.
PPR.
Yeah, that's
fine.
fine.
And by the way, normally I can be ugly on the show. I'm going to go back to this real quick. Green Bay is actually 2 words. So let's try to get that right.
Yeah, no problem.
And capitalized.
Everyone makes mistakes and deserves second chances, right, Matt?
Maybe, except Vinny Supreme, right? Except Waterboy, he disappeared.
Yeah, well, fair. All right, I got a fan quest here. I just realized it's something in one of my leagues. It's a win and get in. So I got my own question for you boys in a second. It's a DST, so buckle up. Derek Favret is back here. We entertained him so much he came back with an additional remark. Malik Washington or Jordan Addison in PPR?
Malik Washington for me. Absolutely for me.
Yeah.
You're on mute, Dave.
Sorry about that. I'd like to say Malik Washington. I really would like to say neither, but I'm going to go with Jordan Allison. I just think the matchup's better. I think the weather's going to be better. It's not going to be pretty in Minnesota, but unlike what I said earlier, that stadium does have a cover. So give me Allison over Washington.
I'm going to go Malik Washington. In my slot versus wide article, I think Jettis has a big game. I think all the receiving yards will go his way this week. So I'm going Malik Washington.
Boy, I'm going to go Washington as well. I feel like the Jets are going to win that game, but Tua is going to at least have to chuck it. So give me Malik Washington. Good luck, Derek. Thanks for tuning in. Isaac is back. Start one in the flex, half PPR, Pittman, Jalen Warden, Jaden Higgins.
Half PPR, so that means you get half as many points to play.
Correct. Yes.
Then give me the running back. Give me Jalen Warren.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Jalen Warren for me, slightly over Pittman. I do like Pittman's matchup against the Jags secondary. Jaden Higgins, these guys seem to think he's going to smash. I'm not so sure. I'm going to go with Jalen Warren. I think he's probably going to have the most opportunities.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jalen Warren. He's been scoring TDs for this team. Ravens defense isn't very good against running backs. What is concerning, though, is Kenneth Gainwell and Arthur Smith's pain in my ass for years now. Would you know that Gainwell has 140 receiving yards and 17 grabs over the past month, while Warren only has 6 for 35? It's insane. After they were talking up how good Jalen Warren is out of the backfield and catching passes, but nonetheless, still going to go Warren.
Yeah, I do like Jaden Higgins. The matchup against Kansas City is not great in Arrowhead. Chiefs have to win that game. But with these guys on the board, he's a distant third, actually, for me. I'm going to go Jalen Warren as well. Baltimore's defense is improving, but not the Baltimore defense of old. I don't trust Daniel Jones, and Pittman has been really up and down. So give me Jalen Warren for the opportunity.
All right, back to we were talking about Minnesota with Malik Washington versus Addison. Without looking, what is J.J. McCarthy averaging passing yards per game in 2025?
Oh, gosh.
And I can give you, if you want an over-under, I'll give you the over-under.
I believe it's 16.
Oh, shit. That might be a little high. I'll go 125.
125, you said?
Yeah.
All right, Jeff?
I'll go 164.
It is 154.8. His over-under today is 184.8. Do we think that he exceeds his season average by 30 yards against the Commanders with a healthy Justin Jefferson?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yardage-wise, because I think they're going to throw it nonstop, and Daniels should be able to put up points. So I do think yardage-wise he exceeds that. I don't think he has many scores, and I don't think it's pretty. He could still have 4 picks.
So in a guillotine league, if you have already played Amon-Ra St. Brown, you have 2 more wide receiver slots, and you have Egbuka, Justin Jefferson, Sutton, and Jamar Chase. Which 2 do you play today?
Chase, obviously, and I'll go Jefferson. I know it's scary.
You're wrong.
Okay. Well, hey, shout out to Breece Hall last week. Huh? Yeah,
Shout
like
out
that?
to Breece Hall indeed after Amon-Ra put up the 0.0. He put up the Blutarski.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes,
Ooh.
Derek, some of us are already familiar here, but as we say in Eugene, we win the day. We win the day in Eugene, Derek. So we're focused on James Madison. We respect our opponent. They're high quality, whatever, right? They're nice kids and shit. So we're gonna take care of business there first, and then we will, figure out what we need to do against Lubbock.
And Jeff said he will pull an Ozzy Osbourne and he will bite a duck's head off
Eat a duck.
if the Raiders win against the Ducks.
I will eat a duck. That will happen.
Do you find duck to be too fatty?
Not at all.
That's good.
Love it. Yeah, love it. Duck eggs, which are blue, of course. Big fan of duck eggs. My folks live on a farm. I get duck eggs from moms all the time. About twice the size of a chicken egg, and solid.
Never
Anyway.
even considered that ducks made eggs. Never even crossed my mind.
They're a
You know-
bird.
You know what makes eggs? Platypus, which you should know,
I'm gonna
being
pass.
in the Northwest.
Mhm.
Pac-12. Platypus is a Pac-12. Derek, thanks for tuning in, bud. Go Ducks.
Wreck 'em.
Dave,
Couple
break
final
the tie
questions
here.
here, boys.
Red Raiders or Ducks, Dave? Break the tie.
I'm going to go with Texas Tech.
There it
Nice.
is.
No, that's good.
There it is.
That's good. That's good.
Styles, who do you have? You're being quiet up there.
In that game, where would it be played? Is it a home field, Dale?
No.
It'll be neutral site.
Everything's. I think so. Oregon hosts James Madison and Autzen. Like the first round is home team, and after that, I think they're all neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the folks in Lubbock have been saving their money for 37 years to get back to a meaningful football game, so they may pack that
burn.
neutral site.
Mm-hmm.
Ducks fans, they sell a lot of weed. They've got a lot of money. I would call it new old money in that area. But I would go with the Red Raiders are not the underdog, but they are in that game. So I'm going to take the underdog. Give me the Red Raiders over the Ducks.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I love
And
it. Not
because
love it.
they haven't won anything, right? The Ducks have won something. Let's get Texas Tech in there, and maybe we'll buy a championship belt for Jeff to wear all next year, just over his shoulder during the show.
Hey, that's
sick.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm a huge fan of your boy Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's the best linebacker in the country, right?
The
Is he
Butkus Award. Yeah, he got it.
Yeah, dude's an animal. Love to see him on Sundays. Just don't go to like Tennessee or something.
I know. I could see him going to Cincinnati. That'd be fun.
Nice. That'd be good. Any further questions, gentlemen?
Derek's was the last comment that you see up there. I do not see anything else unless Dave does. I know Dave's screen was a little bit different than ours this morning.
Yeah, I got a personal one here for you real quick. And listeners, we got 20 minutes till kickoff. Let's do 5. We'll hang out another 5-10 minutes. If any other questions pull through, you guys feel free to just cut me off, pull them on the screen. Otherwise, we're going to get out of here about 10 or 15 minutes early, make sure our personal lineups are set and ready to go for week 14. Again, this is the Razzball Fantasy Football Show. We will be with you all the way through the fantasy football playoffs and the NFL playoffs. We're going to have some fun DFS stuff once the fantasy season ends and the NFL playoff season continues on. So stick with us here at the Razzball Fantasy Football Show and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And we'd love to boost the listenership and viewership always. Gentlemen, really quick here. Tennessee on the road at Cleveland, DST, or Baltimore hosting the Steelers. Tennessee DST versus Shador and the boys on the road in bad weather, snow probably, or the Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm starting the Ravens.
It's much, much harder than it sounds.
Yeah, it is for me too. I right off the bat, I want to dismiss Tennessee, but Tennessee actually can generate some pressure. The question is, will the offense be able to do anything for the defense? I'm gonna go with the Ravens too, and I don't think they're going to get sacks, but I think the potential for turnovers is there.
And Rodgers is not healthy, but playing, right?
Yeah, he's playing.
But he's beat up and can't run. And okay. Jeff. So the only reason, okay, Shedeur Sanders, fine. Browns offense, horrendous. And you're like, okay, well, they're going to run the ball. Judkins is going to have 40 carries. I get it. Fine. Well, Jacksonville did that last week too. And Tennessee held them to 70 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Trevor's much better. They gave up 2 passing scores, nothing on the ground. I don't think Shedeur is going to do anything. Myles Garrett will set the sack record today, so buckle up for that. I'll take the over 4.5 sacks for Myles Garrett today. But yeah, this is tough, and this is a win and get in for me here. So the only thing with the Baltimore DSTs are fun. You could have a big blow up game, but also like these games over the last 20 years, they're either shootouts or they're 9-6, and sometimes they're just ground and pound, kill the clock, no turnovers because there's nothing risky. They're both well coached, obviously. I just feel like there's a lot more room for error in the Tennessee game.
There's also the ST component to consider. The question is, do you think that the Ravens, the Ravens special teams can contribute anything, or the Titans special teams can contribute anything?
Well, is Keaton Mitchell returning kicks?
He has been.
Yeah.
But he also gets goal line touches, so who knows?
And didn't the Browns have 2 special teams touchdowns recently in a game? Is that the Browns? Or no, that was the Jets.
The Jets.
I'm going to go Baltimore.
Yep. Oh, shit. You guys are fucking killing me. I have Baltimore in. But Tennessee's been rattling my cage for the last 2 days. Shamiri DK, gentlemen, leads the NFL in total all-purpose yards. Now, obviously, 99% of that is kick and punt, so he's cheating. But nonetheless, he's ahead of Christian McCaffrey for total yards.
And he's got, 2 special teams touchdowns?
Yep. He's done fine as a wide receiver, too. Just obviously not a lot of opportunity because the Tennessee can't do anything. Oh, boy. All right.
I'm trying to look at the weather in that Cleveland game. I can see it going both ways.
Well, there's definite snow. I just looked at it about an hour ago. Let me pull it up again. Any further questions? I see the ticker moving up here. We do have one.
Yep.
Full PPR. Shakir, Bailey, or Wicks? Flex spot.
Well, my buddy Jeff does not like Shakir. He does like Vele. I believe that the Saints are going to have to throw a little bit in that game to stay with the almost full Tampa Bay offense. But boy, there is something about that Dontavian Wicks that tells me he's special in a game that I think that even with Jaden Reed back, by the way, # Reed is back. I don't know what his snap count will be first week back. My heart says Wicks. My fandom for Jeff, knowing what he's talking about, slot versus wide, says Vele. So give me Vele.
Yeah, we had a Shakir versus Vele question earlier, and I went with Shakir. And Wicks isn't going to move the needle for me. I've never seen 2 consistent games out of that guy. Wicks probably has the highest upside of these guys, but I'm going to go with Shakir.
Sticking with it, go Vele. I just can't trust Shakir because Dalton.
Part of that is you don't want to.
Well, no,
I'd be correct in your decision for benching Shakir. I've lived exactly what you're going through.
But no, Dalton Kincaid will be the primary focus on the pass catcher, and then it'll be hero ball from Josh Allen, and then James Cook will do his thing. That's just how that's going to play out today.
I think James Cook goes for 180 today on the ground.
Man, you guys are just fading Gabe Davis. Good grief.
Well, no, that's partially why Shakir played his lowest snap count last week as well. They're rotating Brandon Cooks, Keon
Shavers.
Coleman's back. Yeah, I know. So they're rotating these receivers, and I do like Shakir, but he's just been trending on the wrong side. And 2 weeks ago and last week, he only had 4 total yards. Like, I can't really trust that.
Catching passes. James Cook's catching passes.
I just can't trust it this week in week 14.
My boy Ray Davis. Yeah, I went Vele earlier. I'm going to go Vele. I love Wicks. If Wicks is decent this week, I think he's going to be in talks for flex the rest of the way for fantasy playoffs. I like Wicks a lot. We know what he can do. Last year we were calling him Debo Light, basically. I like that opportunity. I just want to see it because we haven't really. And I'm going to go with Vele.
Question for Styles.
Go ahead.
All the Packers receivers, if they're healthy, if Golden plays today, what does that look like?
So that's what I was about to ask you guys for your opinion. Number one, it starts with Josh Jacobs. Right? That's the number one. Number two is Tucker Kraft, who's not there. And Luke Musgrave's not the guy.
Tight end has disappeared for them since he went down.
Just basically, and if you watch the games closely, I do, clearly, they've got 3 tight ends, and what they do is they block. They protect Jordan Love, and they catch 2 and 3 yard outs. Believe it or not, Musgrave he has good hands, and he's a deep threat tight end he's more like likely, where Mark Andrews is more like Kraft. But they just don't have a lot of plays drawn up because the offense was drafted around Jacobs and Kraft is going to get 7 to 8 yard catches and then just bulldoze people. So what it looks like to me is Dobbs starts, Jaden Reed starts, and 2 tight end set, 1 running back, right? And it's the other guys rotate in. Watson is the deep threat, clearly, and he's got a lot of trust. So if it's a 3 receiver set, I still think Wicks is the odd man out, even though he's noted to have the best hands on the team. So I think everything runs through a healthy Josh Jacobs. And if they do what they want to do today, and LaFleur can be petty about what he's going to do, if they can run Josh Jacobs 30 times today and just bruise and batter the Bears front until they just give up in that cold, they're going to do it. But Matt LaFleur being Matt LaFleur, the guy that keeps me up at night with nightmares, he may come out and just throw the ball 50 times just to prove that he can do it. I still think Wicks is on the outside when everybody's healthy, but we don't know how healthy Jaden Reed is. So, and Dobbs, they love him, but he's not gonna. Dobbs he's not a 7 catch guy. So they spread it out where at the end you look at the box score and there's like 5 guys with 3 catches. So I don't trust my own wide receiver core in fake football. I trust them in real football because they're all pretty good. But it's Josh Jacobs if he's healthy. And then, by the way, Emmanuel Wilson is pretty good too. So, and by the way, if you don't know him, Chris Brooks is pretty good in pass pro, can catch, and can do a little bit of running too. Does that help? Probably not.
No, it's fascinating. I don't really know. That's like the biggest conundrum.
So their receiving core is like a really good Bills receiving core. Right? There's just a whole bunch of dudes out there that play football. None of them are going to the Hall of Fame, but they're clearly better than the Bills receiving core, in my opinion.
I would agree. We got one more question, it looks like, fellas.
Let's get it. Hiram, welcome back. Flex start. Troy Franklin, Shakir, Vidal. Full PPR, start 1.
Ooh.
I don't trust Vidal with Hampton coming back, and I don't trust the head coach for the Chargers either.
I know.
Well, we'll split it down the middle, David. We'll let somebody else make the right or the break the tie. I'll take Shakir, you take Franklin, and we'll let the other 2 battle it out to the death.
Oof.
So I don't need to talk anymore, huh? Can I?
You've been muted.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
What you got, Dave?
I'm going to take Franklin, but I'd love to say I make my own choices. I'd love to say Vidal. It would be better for me. You know what? I'm fucking done here. Goodbye.
Oh,
All right, we went Troy Franklin and Vidal. I'm not going to go Vidal. We have Hampton back, obviously. Shakir, we've been kind of dragging on all night. I don't know. Shakir, I guess in this particular instance, I might go with because he's going to have that PPR opportunity. But Troy Franklin, I think, could have opportunity there as well.
yeah. I mean, I'll go Franklin. I just think I trust him a little bit more than Shakir this week.
Oh man, I'm deep in the woods now, guys. So obviously, I don't trust any of you. So I went a little bit deeper to see what other people are thinking about this DST option, and lots of Tennessee fans here. Lots of Tennessee fans in fantasy. God damn it!
Actually, I don't know if it's a recency bias.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it's also the matchup. You think the Browns might actually get their first win with Shador?
They could.
No. Any other questions here? Looks like we're about 10 minutes out.
Yeah, one more.
Full PPR start 2. We got Brees, Kyron, RJ Harvey. Love it. Man, honestly, Kyron is the one that makes me nervous.
Yeah, Corum's been playing a little bit more.
He's been playing a lot more. Kyron's beat up. If Kyron doesn't score early, they could just go Corum. Kyron probably gets a touchdown because he does every week, but honestly, I'm going to go with Harvey and Brees. Oof.
And the third running back is Jahmyr Gibbs. So you already have 37 points in the bank.
Okay, so I would bench all 3 of these guys so you don't make your opponent upset. What are you talking about? Okay, great. Well, let's head out of here. If we don't have any other questions, we do have one more. Okay, kicker question. Love it. Evan McPherson, but a little worried about the weather. They do have the highest point total game of the week. Would you roll with Evan McPherson or someone else? I'll make this real quick. You have 5 minutes to make a decision. Well, I guess it's the afternoon game? No, it's the morning game. It's right now. So it's the same question always. Yes, I like the offense. There's a weather element there. Snow, a little bit of wind. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
A fine Buffalo defense. Don't like that. Cincinnati is on the road. Don't like that. And this is outdoors this time of year. If there's an indoor kicker that you can flip to right now on a decent offense, I would do that personally.
Yep, Will Reichard at home against the Commanders. Most 50-yard field goals this year.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, indoor kicker, if possible. Yep. If not, and McPherson's the best possible option, fine. But I don't know, man. Also, Joe Burrow's back. They could score 5 touchdowns, which is awesome for fantasy everywhere else and the NFL. And McPherson has 5 points. So I know it's late in the game. You got 5 minutes to make this decision, but my kicker math does not lead toward McPherson this week.
Yeah, the question becomes: do you drop him though? If you believe in the Bengals at the end of the season,
and replacement value at kicker is probably guaranteed on the waiver wire. So,
yeah.
Unless you have Aubrey, I don't think you can drop anybody and add a kicker.
No. Yeah, I don't play many kicker leagues anymore, so I'm kind of out on kicker. So I will not opine on this one.
Yeah, I just don't want. If you don't need him, I don't want McPherson.
All right, Sky, run us out of here.
Yep, let's do it. All right, everybody, welcome. Best of luck, I should say, to Week 14. Let's get in those fantasy football playoffs. It is kickoff time. Thank you for joining us this morning. For Dave, for Jeff, for Matt, and Derek Favret. We are the Fantasy Football Show right here on Razzball. Stick with us the rest of the postseason, and we will catch you next time. We are out of here.